Perfect Match season 3, episodes 4 through 6. How are we feeling about this? How are you feeling about this genuinely? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to have similar thoughts on the big twisty thing that happens on episode 6. I won't get into it now, but like as little previews to what my thoughts are, Netflix did them really dirty this time. They really, like, for a minute I was like, damn, they really don't give a damn about these people. That's crazy. But we'll get into that later. My name is Ruth Seneca. I talk anything casual or monumental as it relates to pop culture. Sometimes it's going to be like reality recaps like this, where I just give my casual thoughts casually on my couch. And then sometimes I'm reacting to music that's come out. I want to react to Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, and then also Conan Gray's album that's upcoming. I want to do it all. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. I would so appreciate the affirmation. Oh my God. Anyway, also, before I go into the episodes, because I know it's like annoying for me to just like blab on and not get into the episodes, I have a book channel if you're interested in reading content, and then I also have a personal channel as well that's focused on like spiritualness, leading into the joy of life, and just all of my casual thoughts. If you want to see what I look like from like literally here down, because I never show that here unless I'm like dancing to an album, go check that out. Okay. So we have episode 4 is what we're starting off on. The episode ended off on the fact that the compatibility challenge ended up to where the two winners go on a date. Essentially Sandy and Clayton go on a date. Where Clayton basically just shows his whole entire ass. Literally, not literally, but taking it because he took a chance on Rachel at first, but then now he's letting us know that he's not into her. He's intuition. He's following his intuition. And so he's like, I would like to put myself on a date. Oh my God, Clayton. Okay. Please watch my last video on Clayton if you're like, what the heck? Why is this whole big deal? Clayton really put this girl through the mud. Through the mud in her past season. And then she became the Bachelorette with somebody else, Gabby Wendy. And then people on her season did her dirty because they pretty much preferred Gabby Wendy. And it was just Rachel just had a rough go of it. She really has. And I hate that this is happening to her. And I hate that it's somebody by Clayton. Like somebody like Clayton. I hate that. Also, I'm not gonna be editing this video in case you care. You don't even care, right? I don't think you even care. But that is going to be different from last video to this one. I just simply do not have the time nor the energy. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, Clayton just, dude, back at the house, we see that Lucy and Daniel are getting into kind of like an unknown squabble. We're like, what the heck is this squabble about? What the heck? I hate when we go into random arguments with couples, but then I'm also kind of excited to be like, what the heck is this? What's this about? But it's like, would you not give us any context? Ugh. Anyway, so Daniel's mad about the results of the kissing challenge. And I feel like that was a little bit too insecure of him. It's like, yeah, you're going to do the challenge that Netflix put out for you to do. Like, you're not going to half-ass it. Like, you're going to. So Daniel's just mad because she put her chest into it. And then Lucy's upset and she cried to the girls, being like, I just didn't want to upset him. This is one of a couple times where Daniel gets mad at Lucy's like behavior when it's like not even malicious. And I don't like when men do that. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like when anybody does it, when like somebody's just kind of naturally acting the way that they act, and then somebody takes offense to it, and then the person who like is just randomly just acting like a normal person, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Ew. It wasn't malicious at all. It was a Netflix setup challenge. Like, what the heck? He just anyway. Let me know how you felt about that. Honestly, were you kind of like, well, I kind of see Daniel's point? Or were you like, I don't know. I genuinely can't feel. I really don't feel like people will be on Daniel's side, but I could see a couple people in the car. I could. Okay. So Lucy then is also mad at. Oh, sorry, Lucy. Luis is also mad at Sandy for her performance. Can we please? Like, can we, I don't know, it's just, it feels really stupid for, like, this was Netflix setup. Are you mad at Netflix for setting this thing up? um and so Sandy's like, I'm sorry that I'm like, the whole reason why you didn't win is because you're a germaphobe, and like, sorry, I had to go hard, I'm a good kisser. And then he's like, but why are you doing it for real? And then she's like, well, I just don't want people to think I'm a bad kisser. And he's like, yeah, but why are you, it's like, grow up, grow up. um so Clayton tells Clayton is telling Rachel about his intuition telling him to break things off. It's literally been a day. What has your intuition filled you in on that your past experiences and current experience hasn't already? Like, that is what's most confusing to me. Is I want to give Clayton the benefit of the doubt and to be like, you can only follow your intuition and like go about things the way that you feel, like day by day. But it's like been like, it's a literal day, and Rachel's like, please, this is so mean. And it is so mean. It's so mean. If you are familiar with the Rachel and Clayton thing, I mean, even if you were literally just watching the show, it's just also so like embarrassing to be like, I'll take a chance on you even though you broke my heart multiple times on national television. This is Netflix international television. But like, it's crazy. I just, and the fact that it's Clayton too. It's like, I would get it if it was somebody who, I don't know, maybe didn't struggle to like form thoughts, but like, I don't know. It's a little mean, but he's a little mean. Let's be for real. Like, he's mean, but I feel like the fact that he's like handsome, muscular, a reality TV star, I kind of feel like he plays the whole, it's my intuition, I just need to go by blah blah blah, and I blah blah blah. People just kind of let him get away with the things, but it's like, you're like, you make bad decisions. Okay. And then we have Sandy and Clayton go to the boardroom. This is the third boardroom, I think. It's all boys. Clayton is shaking. Much to Clayton's chagrin, he doesn't even get to pick somebody to go on a date with. So then Clayton puts Rachel up, which is like, honestly, good for you for knowing to do the right thing. JR is at play. Not a fan of JR at all. Annoying. I just do not see anybody really vibing with him at all, like, besides Sandy. But even Sandy, it's like, I knew she wouldn't put herself in. So like, Sandy's also at play. Sandy puts AD up, and I was like, AD will not like JR. What the heck are we saying? That, and also AD is incredibly like booed up, like incredibly. And then at the very end, she does think about herself and she does put herself up. So Ollie's rightfully annoyed because Sandy put AJ, or AJ, that's their be the couple name. Sandy puts AD with JR, and like, honestly, I would be annoyed too. Because Ollie, I mean, it's really interesting because looking at this with the foresight of future, it is that redundant, the foresight of future with just straight foresight. I don't know what the heck I was saying. Okay. Looking at that with foresight, you were thinking like, oh my god, girl, you're gonna ruin their future unborn child's future. What the heck? These Ollie and AD are end game. Like, why are you messing up their whole entire thing? So yeah, Ollie's annoyed, and as they're like getting ready, she's like, do I look cute? And he's like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? It also hit me, like, as she's getting ready in their room, their like habitat, that it could be it could be potentially up. Whoa. Oh my god. It could be it's a oh my god. It is an option for one of them to move out of their room. But it's crazy that it's like just now hitting me because their room is very lived in, I feel, and they're very comfortable with each other. So that idea of, oh, I'm gonna have to like pack up and go to somebody else's room that I'm sharing with somebody. How do they do that? What are the logistics of everybody just like potentially becoming a new couple? Do you move your stuff in after you've matched up, or do you just have your stuff packed ready to go and then move your stuff in as you guys are moving into the new room? I don't know. I just think that's interesting. That may be the most boring thing I've ever said in my life. Hopefully not. Let me know if you are also curious. Okay, so AD goes on a date with JR and then puts two and two together that Sandy like had a trial marriage with him. And she's like, these people have literally been together. What the heck? And I'm thinking the same thing, like, why would Sandy do that? Honestly, the things that Sandy be doing, I'm like, you just like to spice things up, and then when people call you out on it, you like to cry about it. You do. I don't. Is that wrong of me? Am I wrong? I'm open to being wrong. I don't know. So AD goes on a date with JR. Sorry, I just said that. I'm just reading off of my notes. Rachel goes on a date with Love Islander Scott. It gets awkward. It gets awkward. And it kind of just stays awkward. Like, I can't tell if they have fun, playful or if it's straight just like these people are not compatible. I feel like it was just they're not compatible. But I mean, they kind of like to play around, and he's attractive, she's attractive. Attractive people like each other. That's really what the show is like sometimes attractive people just be liking each other and it just sticks, and then they find out like a couple months in, like, oh yeah, we just were the complete opposite people. you know okay. So we have the post date debrief where kind of the whole entire group comes together in the house. Rachel walks in with I forgot his name. I said Rachel walks in with a handsome man. It seems like she likes him more than he likes her, honestly, and that's really what it feels like. It feels like they're forced a little. AD and JR walk in holding hands as if she's not married. As if she's not married to Ollie for real. Everyone is playing games, basically. Like, AD doesn't actually want JR. AD really just wants to make Ollie sweat for real. And that's the thing about this show that I like am annoyed by, but then also kind of live for because it makes things spicy. But it's ultimately childish, ultimately immature. So Sandy, like, imagine everybody just makes mature decisions and communicates effectively. Like, boring, boring. So Sandy doesn't actually want JR as well. Everyone is fucking around just trying to make each other jealous. Especially Sandy, though. Sandy was honestly manipulative on her season as well. I went back and forth with it because I feel like I was manipulated by her. But I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing now, oh, that's just like her tone. Like her tone. That's just her energy. So Scott is trying to run game also. Um and then he talks to, was it Lucy? And then they get into the ultimate deal breaker, which is age. He's 23 and she's 28. And then as she says she's 28, he goes, "Oh, you don't look 28." Huh? You don't look 28? What are 28? What, like, 28 is not. Oh my god. Sometimes when I like see teenagers or people in their young 20s, I'm in my young 20s, I'm 26. I guess I'm not anymore. God. When people who call 28 like, "Oh, you look good for 20," I'm like, how old do you really think 28? That's crazy. That's crazy. You're acting like 20 is like geriatric or something. Great for 28. What the are we talking about anymore? Okay. Like, let me know if you feel. I felt weird about that, and I don't even know it's because I'm just getting up there, but it was like, I think I would also feel that way at like 21. Be like 28. Anyway, it almost feels like something could happen between JR and Rachel because they seem to kind of hit it off. And Rachel even says like, "Oh, JR is somebody who I would have totally gone for in the past." But then she kind of emphasizes like, "Oh yeah, he's so sweet. He's so blah blah blah, and he's somebody I would have looked for in the past." But then also Clayton saying that like Rachel's ex looked like somebody on the board. I think it was like Jalen or Ray or somebody black. I was like, so like black men in your past? Is that what that is? You playing a Kardashian? Because you know black men be in their past like crazy. They're pissed. It's like, I don't know. I just felt those vibes. Did anybody else feel them? Maybe it's just me. So then everybody gets paired. Sandy pairs with Louis. Duh. Rachel pairs with Scott. Interesting. Lucy pairs with Daniel. Duh. AD pairs with Ollie, of course. It was kind of annoying knowing that we were going to get there. I don't know if this whole AD and Ollie relationship reveal is like good or bad for the fact that I don't know. And then JR and Clayton go home. Good riddance. That's what needs to happen. That's genuinely what needs to happen. Okay, so then we have the compatibility challenge. The challenge is for them to get as many balls out of the little like constructed thing, which is crazy that Netflix had that much budget that they spent it on that. Like that for this reality TV show where they're going to capitalize on like sexuality and like make sounds of them jumping up and down to get these things out and to like make a joke of it. Like that's what the Netflix budget went for. That's crazy. I hope that they're recycling some of these things because that's like crazy. I think about that all the time with challenge shows. I'm like, what? How logistic is it to build something that crazy for this one scene in a show and then to not use it again? Or like, what happens with it? I just want to know. It's very interesting to me. Okay, so the challenge is getting them getting the balls into the water, which seems difficult. Sandy and Louie were in the lead. Someone said, someone said, I can't I can't let Louis when he's a dickhead. Who said that? I really want to know who said that. Because it like was it a joke or was it real? I maybe it was Ollie because I could see him, but I don't know. I'm trying to do my like math of like who's British in the house and who's a man. It's just Ollie and what's his name, right? Can I even think of I can't think of anybody else. Um so the sexual sounds are making me so uncomfortable, dude. Lucy and Daniel win. Yay. I feel so indifferent about Lucy. Oh wait, no. I was gonna say I feel so indifferent about them, but no. As Daniel keeps getting insecure, I do not like him. Like I don't. It's so many red flags that I need to talk about later in the future that have not happened yet. Um. So Lucy and Daniel go on a spiritually focused date. There was nothing really to talk about there, and then there's the boardroom. And they revealed such a messed up concept that whoever goes on a date, their match has to go home and just leave. What the Oh my god, Netflix, Nick, how dare you let them do that to them? Oh my god. Uh, like I get it. They probably were like, at this point in the season last time, it was getting a little stale, so we gotta like freshen things up. And honestly, it was because when you get to a point where there's so many established couples, it's not fun. Like it gets to a point where it's like, okay, nobody, people are gonna struggle to go on dates. It's gonna be annoying and awkward. So it's like, well, honestly, let's just make them leave. I get it. Like Netflix had to freshen it up, but it's like, oh my god, you're really doing that to AD and Freddie? Because Madison and Ollie get chosen. Um, how are you feeling about that? What the heck? I'm like my flabber's gasted for real, but I get it. Okay. Both dates go okay because they have two people on the date and they're kind of like, oh my god, two people, this is crazy. What the heck, Netflix? Um, but it's like all for shock factor, you know? And I kind of feel like Ollie and Madison probably were putting on a brave face, and I feel like they probably weren't expressing their whatever the heck their negativity, their anger towards it in a real way. Or if they were, I feel like Netflix and the producers probably just like completely cut it out. When we're like, see, they're fine. If they get two people on a date, of course the love of their lives potentially walked out, and then it's okay. It's okay. Okay. So we have Justine and Olivia, then Ray and Jalen. I don't know anything about Justine, but I know she was one of those girls from her season, right? Like, also just beautiful. They have the most beautiful people. Yeah, no, actually, I really haven't considered that for this season. They have some really beautiful women here. Woo! But it's really interesting, Olivia, and I'm not saying this to like be, I'm not trying to say this to be like rude, but Olivia, her whole like obviously I'm physically intimidating, it's like I really don't feel like that was obvious. Is it? Because I don't know. I feel like more so Justine, I'm like, I'm very much intimidated by you, but like she's, you're so beautiful. Okay. So the whole two people dynamic, I also really I didn't love it because it felt forced, like on so many realms. It felt weird. Even like when they get together and they're happy, even when Ollie's happy, I'm still like, he's just happy because he's making the best out of a weird situation. You know what I mean? So then Madison and Ollie, are both kind of like, well, it's two. Madison catches up with Jalen, and pretty much is like, I really like Freddie. Like, I'm not gonna BS you, I do. As you should, dude. That's what Ollie should have done for real. If I was AD right now, I would be so pissed off. I'd be so pissed off. I'd be sitting pregnant watching the TV like, you couldn't have just straight up been like, my match with the love of my life. Future baby mama, for real. What the hell? But I mean, how mad can you be? Ollie's just trying to make the best out of a bad situation, I guess. He's charming. I don't know. Okay, so Daniel gets mad at Lucy for being loud with Jalen. Daniel's just so fragile, dude. I did not see, like, I could see myself being in that situation, feeling the way that Daniel feels, but he's so fragile, and it shows because when he goes to confront Lucy about it, he just is being really unfair. You know, he's speaking like truthfully, but it just feels like you're reprimanding her for her natural behaviors as if she's trying to hurt your feelings. And then she very clearly and so perfectly states, I didn't do anything wrong, you just didn't like it. And he's like, and it's like, I just hate to see a beautiful woman like be in that type of situation. And so many times they are. The most beautiful women are in these like really controlling, disgusting situations with men who are just insecure and annoying. I'm sorry, I just need to like cringe for a second. I just feel so gross. But they end up matching. I roll. She should have been like, okay, you don't like me. Like, you like your most idealized parts of me. You don't like me though. You know? Ugh. Then we have Louis and Olivia talk. Because Louis wants to be toxic because he admits that he's just talking to Olivia to make Sandy jealous. And his insecurity is valid, like truly, because Sandy really is just trying to kind of jerk him around. But like the behavior that follows is just kind of tough in some of these situations. You know, it's like the whole Daniel thing, just getting mad. But Louis gets mad, and then he just is like, I don't get, I don't get, I don't get mad, I get even, or I don't do revenge, I get even, something like that. You know. So then Sandy and Louis, honestly, they have a redeeming conversation because Louis does kind of lead with health and like emotional maturity and basically saying like, I'm doing these things, I'm like leaning in and giving you, it's so annoying if you could see this whole thing this whole time. Um he leans into like emotional maturity, just being honest and transparent, and I love to see it. But then he kind of a little bit does start accusing her, be like, are you trying to win the show? Because I'm like here for you for real, but are you like, you're just like around, you know, around me? And she's like, wow, how dare you accuse me? But it's kind of like, okay, but there were some valid things that were being said. Like you seem to be kind of jerking him around a little bit, but yeah, the accusation, that was tough. That was genuinely tough. But you know what? She is doing too much. Like, she is. And I feel more drawn to siding with Louis and seeing where he's coming from than Sandy, because Sandy is just like, I don't know. Okay, next we go to Jalen and Madison. They match, which is interesting. Like, I almost want Madison to just straight up be like, I want my man or nothing. It's my man or I'm going home. Because she almost kind of did that. But I mean, I guess you're just playing the game of the show and you're kind of like, we'll see him eventually. So then we have Rachel and Scott match. They're weird to me still. They're still weird. I don't know. I guess they have still good banter. I don't know. Good banter. I don't even know if I can say that. Ollie and Justine match. Don't know anything about it. Don't hate it, but it still feels forced because it was. That was genuinely forced because Ollie would much rather be with AD. Louis is venting to Olivia. Olivia is saying her truth. Um, and Olivia, or her truth. She's saying nothing but truth, is what I'm saying. Sorry. Because Olivia's like, you guys should not be so up and down. Like, your relationship should not be so like triggering to each other. And Louis says it himself. He's like, I like it when the parts of us are good. It's like, you're like a couple weeks into this relationship. Like, it should not be like this. Like, that's really when you know a toxic relationship is toxicking, is because when you're like, oh, this girl that I have known for a couple weeks is like so good when things are great, but it's so bad when things are bad. It's only gonna get worse. Woo! Okay, so Sandy and Louis talk again. I felt like they were having a genuine conversation, And I feel like ultimately that was good, but it was still also, I feel like, led by Louis again. And I feel like Sandy just wants to punish him, and her tears kind of feel crocodile like. Does anybody else agree? Please let me know. And we have Ray and Olivia go home. So next day, I'm about to end things. At the end of this video, on saying Ollie had a good morning with Justine, and it truly does feel like cheating. Like Ollie said to himself, like it just feels like cheating. Yeah, because you're in love with this girl who's gone by Netflix's hand, and that was messed up of them. Like, oh, I need it. I'm so sorry. Um, so Nick drops the, hey, you're gonna have the single woman mixer. Do you guys remember last year? Was it last year? No, that wasn't a year ago. That was maybe a couple months ago. I don't even know. Do you remember last season when Harry Jowsey got himself big in trouble? He got himself big in trouble because I think on the single woman mixer, like he like kissed Jasmine or something, right? Wasn't that the thing that happened? And he was so booed up with Jessica from Love Is Blind. Shoot the fan. It was crazy. So you're just like expecting bad things to happen. So then all the single girls come in and you're like, oh, and I don't know why the guys all of a sudden are like, would you rather be in jail for something that you did or something that you didn't? So let's do it. And it's like, oh my god, loyalty means absolutely nothing to attract to this level of like people. It's crazy. I was gonna say attractive people, but I'm not gonna generalize. I'm not gonna generalize. So then we see AD coming in, which is just honestly, it feels so messed up for her to be looped in with a single girl. She just truly deserves better, which is why Netflix probably gave her a podcast to talk about everything. Like, sorry, we did you so damn dirty. Here's a podcast, and then an engagement announcement and a pregnancy announcement that you get to do. Like, it's like, I wonder how the heck that whole entire thing happened. I'll just keep wondering. Okay, until next time. The next episodes that drop are going to be Wednesday the 8th. And I am going to be recording. It'll probably be up next day, if not day of. If it's up day of, wow, that would be beautiful. Please let me know any thoughts that you have, anything that you would like me to know. Subscribe if you haven't already, like if you haven't already. I appreciate you so much, and thanks for all the engagement on the last video. It's so appreciated, and I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or